Traders say investors at the equities market bargain hunting attractively priced tickets this week following huge sell-offs of banking stocks after the CBN made its move on TR debits just last week, Thursday. Olumide Sole, investment analyst at PFI Capital, joins me live in our Lagos studio. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Olumide.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Let's start off the conversation really now with the biggest story we are having from the West African coast, the latest from Ghana. It has raised the MPR by 250 basis points now to 24.5%. That was previously at 22%. This is a continuous hawkish move we're seeing across the world. Ghana is following suit. How do you think this would affect the economy?
I think this will just help to strengthen investors' confidence in Ghana for the fact that Ghana's currency, that's the Ghana cedi, the second worst performing currency in the world currently due to, it has depreciated by about 35% due to the rise in inflation the country is currently facing. So the rate hike is just to give some sort of confidence to investors.
The CBN governor over there terms this as an interim strategy. We're waiting for the conclusion of the IMF meeting, especially with regards to the debt sustainability assessment that's ongoing, talks around debt restructuring and a whole lot more. How do you see this panning out as an interim strategy pending what will play out tomorrow?
Okay, so from last week, we got news that Ghana is restructuring that's the local debt. So we're not sure as to how this will also affect the external debt, that's debt in Eurobonds and so on. So we're not sure yet whether they will probably restructure the Eurobond debts and so on. But for the local investors in Ghana, definitely are affected because they are likely to get maturities extended, their maturities of their debt extended. So this, in a way, had led to some sort of sell-offs in Ghana bonds and so on because of the uncertainty and the risks involved in investing in Ghana.
And talking about sell-offs, if we're doing a retrospective look at about this time, we saw banks scampering for safety, really looking at the cash reserve requirement, the mop-up liquidity and adjustment in terms of the CRR to 32.5%, and also how this has also fueled bearish sentiments here. How much of a linger have we seen this and the trigger we've had from last week's move?
So we've seen massive sell-offs, especially in banking stocks, because of the hike in interest rates by the CBN, and also not just that, raising the CRR by 500 basis points, which is very, 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 very massive. So that alone has affected investor sentiment to pricing a possible skews in net interest margin for banks. So definitely, because the banking stocks are already facing so many other problems due to the macroeconomic headwind we are currently experiencing in the country, and just adding this to it again has also added to their economic woes and so on. So definitely, investors are definitely priced this in as the fact that the quantity of the loan they will be able to give out will reduce. So definitely, net interest margin will definitely can also reduce because of this action. So definitely, we are seeing sell-offs in banking stock with stocks like Zenith Bank. Week to date is down by 5%. Access Corp is down week to date by 6%, and also GTCO is down by 2.5%.
We're also seeing some projection from Moody's as well, saying that in the 2022 to 2023 timeline, we will likely see banks have a little more opportunities in terms of how the economy stabilizes due to structural reforms and all of those. But now, shifting the conversation a little bit towards the power sector now, we had Gary listing just a few hours ago, yesterday, and then now talking about the performance we saw at the first trading day. The shares were up over 10%.
Yes, I'll say I was not really surprised because of that's the Gary. It's known for prominent achievements. It's listed on the NGX main board and so on. It's the first power company in the country to be listed on the NGX, and also that the sector itself, that the industry itself has a lot of growth potential because of what the industry is generating, the power is generating is still very far below what is needed to serve the Nigerian economy. So definitely it still has a lot of growth potential in that economy. So I think investors are definitely pricing that in by in those stocks. So definitely.
And part of the stocks that investors are looking at is also Access Bank, because they are expanding their reach to Angola as well, looking at investment, owning about a majority share, moving to have majority share over there. Thank you very much for your time on the show today, Olumide.